So welcome back onto the game on GHOne TV. Like I told you, our guest today is the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Mustapha. Ussif, Honorable, thank you very much for your time with us on the game on GHOne.
Thank you, Benjamin and Monica.
Good to have you
on the show.
On our show.
Thank you so much.
It's been a long time coming. Finally,
exactly.
you are here with us.
I'm here.
Yes, absolutely. Good to have you join us on the show.
All for you today.
Grateful for
and
that.
And we want to congratulate you as well on special and spectacular events that we held here in Ghana, Accra 2023.
Thank you so much.
It was marvelous. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
What really went into the organization, from your perspective, Honorable? What really went into the whole organization of the whole championship held in Ghana some weeks ago?
In fact, a lot of factors. First of all, I want to thank the personal commitment of His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, when he invited me to serve the young people of this country as the Sector Minister for Youth and Sports. The biggest project I saw when I assumed office was this African Games project. And it is a very heavy, that's 2001, like you rightly mentioned. It was a very huge project, a project that within a short time from 2021, and you are supposed to organize the games in 2023. We needed to put all the infrastructure requirements because as a host nation, you are supposed to have some facilities, sports facilities that are supposed to use to host all the various sporting disciplines that we competed in during the games. And most of the facilities, we do not have them in-house as a host nation. So we needed to make sure that we provide them. That was a huge challenge. Then also the organizational, you need to make sure that you put in structures, systems to make sure that everything goes on. Engage key stakeholders like AU. AU is the owner of the games. You have UXA controlling all the confederations. You have ANOCA, the Association of the National Olympic Committees. These are huge stakeholders that you need to work with. Then the local organizing committee. Then even in Ghana, there are a lot of other federations that you need to work with. We needed to put all this together. And His Excellency was personally involved, making sure that he gave me all the necessary support to getting the funding for the facilities to be able to work on the facilities for the games. We had even challenge to do with the funding. Once we got Cal Bank to come in to guarantee a loan that was signed between the Ministry and the Ministry of Finance and Cal Bank to be able to finance the project. But once we started the project, Cal Bank could not raise the funding. We needed to get different alternative funding to be able to get this project. And that stalled the project for almost 1 year. Yet, we were able to put everything together within 8 months to make sure that we completed Botima's facility, where we have huge aquatic center. The aquatic center came with the competition pool, the warm-up pool, 10-lane competition pool, 10-lane warm-up pool. Then also we have the multi-purpose hall, which we can use it for basketball, volleyball, handball, badminton. Then you have the tennis court, 5 of them. One of them covered center court with 1,000-seater. Then we have the dome, which is also another covered one, with also about 500 expandable to 1,000-seater. Then you have a Titan, the tracks, Mondo tracks, also done in a football field. Making sure that you have access road to the place at Botiman, huge. All these things, we need to put everything together within that short space of time. And making sure that the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, which was also the epicenter for the games, we get a warm-up track, which per the games requirement is supposed to be 5 meters away from the main competition pool. The University of Ghana was gracious enough to give us land that we used to construct the warm-up track and the football field, training field. Then we also upgraded the University of Ghana to meet the standard. Adding VVIP, VIP. You guys were there as press. You saw where the press were seated. Huge, over 1,000 seats addition to that. Then we got that. Then as the African Games is not like the AFCON. When you talk of African Games, Asian Games, Olympic Games, it's a one-city project. A one-city project where normally you have what we call Games Village, where all the participating countries will converge, be housed, and also participate in. So we needed to make sure that we get a games village that can house over 5,000 athletes.
Absolutely.
And it comes with huge requirements. You need to have air conditioning in all the rooms. You need to have heating system so that you can get both cold and warm water. You need to make sure that the beds, everything is there, security is done superb. So all these things, we put everything together. And I'm super excited that within that short space of time, we've been able to organize one of the best African Games. And Ghana, Team Ghana, you need to also, when you are putting all this huge investment, you are supposed to also make sure that the Team Ghana is prepared well so that you can win more medals. Luckily for us, we were able to get Team Ghana camp for 3 months in Cape Coast. Some of them, we even took them outside the country to be able to camp. And we are not surprised at all that we got the highest medal in the history of the Games. And just for your information and the public information, this is the first time since 1965 that Ghana is hosting this game. Ghana is the second West African country to host these games apart from Nigeria. Nigeria hosted it the last time. And Ghana is the only West African country hosting these games. And we are proud as a nation what we have been able to do. The participating country were excited, and you saw the commentary coming from almost all the participating countries. Even as we speak, the African Confederation, we have started receiving a lot of requests of their various championships that they want to organize. The AU itself have now declared Accra as the African City for Sports for 2024, 2025, 2026, until Egypt takes over. So to answer your question, a lot went in, but it took all hands on deck. The LOC, the local organizing committee led by Dr. Kokufosu-Asare, worked around the clock. The ministry, my chief director, my deputy minister, all of us and the staff here worked together as a team to get this project executed.
Now, I'm talking about ANOCA and then UCSA and then the African Union itself being the actual holders of the African Games. What has been their reactions after the Games? Looking at how the charisma you used to bring on board
the
all the
African Union they are just super excited. They've written to us. They've congratulated Ghana for delivering one of the best games. If we had the chairperson, the commissioner Mustapha himself was here for the opening ceremony. The commissioner for Health and Humanitarian Services and Social Affairs also was here. Ambassador Minata Samati Susuma was here at the closing ceremony, and you heard her remarks that this is one of the best games ever.
I asked him that question.
And General Naza being the UCSA president, Major General Naza from Egypt, also giving us an excellent mark for organizing the best game. We have other IOCs, International Olympic Committee members coming, also giving Ghana a high mark for organizing this. Let me also inform you that this is the highest sporting discipline ever organized in the history of the tournament. To organize 29 sporting disciplines, it has never happened. This is the first time. The last time it happened was in Rabat, which was 26 discipline. And even in Rabat, Rabat just stepped in because Equatorial Guinea was supposed to host the games, but they could not pool the resources together like Ghana has been able to do to host these games. So they pull out, and Rabat, because they already have existing infrastructure, they just stepped in to host these games. So I'm super excited that finally all of us have rallied, the media, the sports federations, the ministry, all the key stakeholders. We have all come together to make our country proud.
Now, Minister, you made mention of the initial challenges. Later on, you had to pull strings to ensure things were done. Even when the games began, initially attendance and all of that, there was a bit of a bad press around it from some media quarters and all that. What was strategy that came from your end to ensure that eventually we saw thousands of Ghanaians now throng the various venues to go watch and support Team Ghana at these games? What really did you guys, from your men, when I say guys, ministry LOC, everybody, what did you put in to ensure that turnaround?
In fact, the initial, we took things for granted, knowing that Ghana is a sporting nation, a lot of people come. So that once we started, we realized that the publicity wasn't that excellent. So we stepped in. Quickly, we put a team together, led by Dan Kweku Yabua, excellent veteran sports journalists, the LOC executive chairman himself, Dr. Kukufoso, excellent and a veteran also a sports journalist. All of them would then put Rosalind Amu, then Eva Ochre, and the rest also all came together. Then the team was working day and night, making sure that we intensify our publicity. And within 2 days, sometimes you get to the venues, the games venues, and you can't even get space. Because, for example, the swimming was very, very popular. You go to the swimming center, it was huge. The place was packed. If you go to the multipurpose hall, the place was also packed. You go to the tennis was packed. You go to the dome where they were doing wrestling, the place was packed. So, and the most exciting sporting competition that we had in the African Games was athletics.
Absolutely.
GHOne was electrifying. The numbers, people coming, the interest. I never knew that Ghana has so much interest and love athletics like that. Because normally people would think that Ghana is a football-loving nation. But athletics dominated for all the period that athletics started. And also, what we also realized that most of the sporting discipline that started early, Ghana, like triathlon and those ones, you know, we don't have interest. So the interest wasn't that much. But once we started bringing in boxing, athletics, football, then the interest then came in. And you saw the biggest ever spectators I've ever seen in Accra Sports Stadium was the final, or there was both Cape Coast and Accra Sports Stadium. Was the one against Nigeria and also against Uganda for the boys. And the whole stadium and the support. It wasn't just like spectators in the stadium not chanting. It was like you are in either Manchester. You are watching Old Trafford or kind of thing. So I was so excited, and it gave the boys the motivation to deliver good for Ghana.
For you, will you say this is the highlight of everything for you in this?
Yeah, the commitment of Ghanaians in making sure that they involve. And let me tell you, there are a lot of, especially the security agencies, they supported. People voluntarily, were not necessarily official volunteers, came on board. Oh, how can I help? And we give them role, and they are playing. People would just use it as part-time. Also promoting the games on their social media handles. People did all these things for us for free. People will go there, organization will give them accreditation just to come and support. So I want to use the opportunity to thank Ghanaians for their support and their commitment to making sure that they help us to deliver these games.
Now, at the end of it, Minister, we managed to get 68 medals in total after these games, the highest ever.
The highest
Ghana
ever.
has
In fact, the last time Ghana has, the highest we have ever had was 27. And 1973. I don't think any of us sitting here were born.
I'm not too sure my dad had met my father.
1973. 1973, I wasn't born. I don't know of you.
I wasn't.
None of us.
And that was 27, 1973. And this time we got
more than double
19
gold medals,
19 gold, 29 silver, and also 20 bronze.
How does that make you feel as a sports minister?
I feel excited, and I feel proud that I've also contributed. I've been able, during my time as a sports minister, hosting it successfully, getting all these 5,000 athletes here coming to compete and leaving the shores of Ghana without any problem. This is unique. And I'm so happy that we've been able to achieve this and making sure that Team Ghana participated successfully in their best ever African Games. Also, is also something that I'm so proud of.
Now, with Team Ghana doing amazingly well across board, arm wrestling, athletics, boxing, everything, does the ministry has or have any intentions of building them up or supporting them in any way for the way forward? Because athletics, I think they still have some space in Thailand to qualify them to do, as well as boxing in Thailand, to qualify them for the Olympics. Does the ministry have any plans for them?
Just prior to even the games, we took the boxing team to Italy. To go for qualification to the Paris. But unfortunately, we could not qualify. But our boys did well, and I think that that's even motivated them to get good in boxing. And we have a plan put in place after this game to even support this athletes and the federations well.
Yeah.
And we are also going to roll out an initiative that I'm going to roll out very soon and call Adopt an Athlete Initiative, where we are calling out corporate, multinational institutions, corporate institutions, multinational institutions, and individuals like you to adopt one athlete who have gotten gold during this game so that we can monitor and support and sponsor this athlete to be able to achieve his or her God-given talent and having a career in sports. So this is something that we are going to roll out and get corporate to support. Aside that, government is also going to put in a lot of resources to support them in making sure that we put them to the various competitions, either international, making sure that we give them campaign opportunity to be able to deliver and represent us anytime they have. Now we have the facilities here because we have procured equipment for almost all these federations. And we don't want this equipment to be just been idling, making sure that they use it for camping. So and luckily for us, we have hotel facilities here that we can camp them and they can then go to these sporting facilities and be able to train and train well, so that anytime they have opportunity, they can represent Ghana well.
Let's follow up on the answer you just gave, Honorable. Talking about the facilities we've built and making good use of these facilities. Now, previously, you have some of the federations giving excuses of not having the facilities to use and all of that.
And the equipment.
Now we have them. Equipment and facilities are available. From your ministry, what will be the if you like, directive, or what will you seek to get the federations to do to ensure that we begin to produce results, because now we have everything available for the federations to perform?
So what we have planned to do is to do national sports festivals.
Beautiful.
So that the national sports festivals is not going to be only be concentrated in Accra, but across all the 265 districts that we have. So at the district level, we select some sports schools, maybe not all the 29, but at least the one that we have competitive advantage in boxing, athletics, football, swimming, hockey, and others, and even basketball, which is my sports.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you love arm
Yeah,
wrestling.
basketball.
Basketball.
Yes,
Oh.
which is my sports. Is something that we are going to allow them to do national competitions at the they started from the district level. We get the best, then they will do the regional level, then we'll do inter-regionals to select, and also tennis.
Yeah.
Tennis want to do Ghana Open, and at Ghana Open we are going to do competitions across the regions and select the best to compete for the Ghana Open. And we are talking to the Australian High Commission to support us in this direction. So the national sports games, is going to be the legacies for these African games, where we have annual national sports games. A committee has already been put in place, and we are looking for a reliable media partner for this for these games, so that we do it from the district level, regional level to the national level. Then also we are also positioning Accra and this facility for not only for Ghanaians but for West Africa and the African sub-region, where countries can come here and camp, do their training, and also even do the African Championship. So all these plans that we have put together to make sure that our facilities are not just idling.
A bit on the facilities, I recall severally you've mentioned, the President has also mentioned in his speeches of converting the Boteman
University for Sports for Development.
If you can elaborate a bit more on that and the plan for that.
So as part of the legacies that we want to leave behind, there's facilities that we have built at Boteman, not those at Legon. Those at Boteman, where I mentioned the aquatic center, the multipurpose hall. We have also administration block. Also we have hostel facility that we are going to do in the second phase. Both more football field there. We want to turn all those places to a university for sports for development, so that we can train technical people and also sports men and athletes, men and women. So that once we have them there, in terms of coaches, we'll be able to train more coaches. We can train more referees. If you can take boxing, for example, most of the technical people are coming from the North Africans.
That's true.
They control most of the technical refereeing and all those. The technical people come from judges. They come from the North. How do we get our people to be trained? University for Sports for Development will now give them opportunity to be trained in this area, get certification, so that they can also involve in making sure that they become judges, referees, and the rest. So those are the things that we want to leave as part of the legacies for the games. So the University for Sports for Development is our medium-term objective. The short-term objective is making sure that these national games and others, even once the university comes in place, we'll still be organizing most of these annual national sports games or festivals.
That's great. I'm taking you back a little. What you mentioned of the annual sporting events. When you come out with the best organizing this and you come out with the best athletes and all that, are they going to be sponsored to have scholarship outside, like the likes of Joe Paul, Azamati, and Kadman and
so
all?
So we are talking to most of these universities, and we are also talking to these athletes who have already benefited. And we also know that we have something we call the Olympic Solidarity, where the Olympic family will give funding for scholarship. So those who be identified during this process of national games will be the beneficiary of some of these opportunities that are going to come out. Last year alone, with Ghanaian athletes that got scholarship to the US universities were about 23. In 2023, we had almost 23 athletes getting scholarship. And this, it did not come just by chance. We have people like Joseph Paul Amwa, people like Azamati assisting, because they have passed through the process. It's easier for them to guide most of these athletes to also go through the same process that they went through to get scholarship. And in the coming years, we are even going to get more, because we are now going to work with the Ghana Athletics Association and in collaboration with these athletes who are currently on scholarship to support this effort. I
know time will not allow us to ask all the questions, because there are other duties you need to, meetings you need to get to attend. But recently I heard the news of the Commonwealth Games and Australia pulling out. Malaysia, I think, was the last time. Those who are running away from it. After these games held in Ghana, African Games, will Ghana and the ministry considering the Commonwealth Games?
In fact, the president of Commonwealth Games was in Ghana. And he has visited our facility. He has held meeting with my good self. He paid a courtesy call on me. I had opportunity of even attending some of their meetings. And their programs, they want African nation. They said it's time for Africa to host Commonwealth Games. And Ghana, we have the facilities now. It's not going to cost us as much as it has cost us to organize the African Games if we decide as a country to go for Commonwealth Games. Why? Because we now have all the existing facilities here. But in the Commonwealth Games, the beauty of the Commonwealth Games is that they will even give you funding. You have some funding that will come from Commonwealth Games Secretariat, unlike the African Games, where the host nation have to shoulder everything. This one, you have about 100 million pounds that will come to you, host nations. So once we now have these facilities, it is something that is worth considering. But we won't want to go all out and be looking for Commonwealth Games. But they have the youth Commonwealth Games, which is something that we are considering as a country to be able to get opportunity to host.
Now, finally, before we go, you have become a beacon of hope and inspiration to all the sporting fraternity in the world, not only Africa.
Thank you.
How does that make you feel, being able to make this thing happen? With all the backlash, the initial stages, the backlash were coming and everything. How does that make you feel now?
Monica, thank you so much for this. I didn't know that I'm become.
You have become.
So thank you so much. And I feel so excited and proud and also happy that I've been able to contribute my little way in making sure that we position our country as a sports destination. And for what people don't know, these African Games that we organize, the ministers that came outside Africa, we have the National Olympic Committee Vice President of Saudi Arabia attending. She had even had the opportunity of going to the youth camp. We did a youth pavilion, addressing the youth camp. Aside that, he visited swimming. So you have Azerbaijan Minister for Sports attending. We have other people across the world coming to participate, to support. We have the state of Qatar supporting us with equipment. We have a lot of other countries now writing. British High Commission have just written to us last week how they can collaborate with us to make sure that we sustain these facilities, because they know that we have positioned, the Games was well organized, we have done well as a country. So the British High Commission in Ghana have written to us, and we've received their communication, and we have put a team together to work with the British High Commission to see how together we can take advantage of the facilities that we have put, making sure that we produce more talents for our country, and taking good use of our facilities to position Ghana as a sports destination, sports tourism, making sure that we drive the traffic. We contribute our part to drive the traffic for tourism.
Okay.
So if you take Morocco, for example, just recently they were organizing all the friendly matches for Africa. Everybody was going there. Why? Because they are positioning Morocco as facilities they have. And they're using it to create more tourist destination for their country. And Ghana is doing the same within the West African sub-region.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you with us. Thank you very much, Honorable, for your time and chit-chatting with us.
Before I even conclude, what I was so proud of is the local economy that we have contributed to. The women buying and selling at the various games venue. The economic impacts to them. They would have, at the closing ceremony, before when I was coming out, a lot of them approached me and said we should extend so that they can continue making more cities. Unfortunately for us, we had we have a timeline to close the games. But let's build upon it so that we can create more economic ecosystem within the sports ecosystem space so that people can set up industry, the apparel industry. People should be able to take advantage and set up now. Now, if you are going to do national games, we are supposed to make sure that we clothe these our athletes. So these are opportunities that we are creating so that local economy people can pick up and create more opportunities for young people.
I said that was the last, but I can't let it go without talking about the opening and the closing ceremony and how spectacular it was. I've seen Ghana host games and I've seen opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies, but this
really
was
puts Ghana on the map.
What really talk to us? What really went into the plan of the opening and closing?
It was a serious planning, which it was published for people to bid open in a daily, and we did a series of scrutiny of all the people the bid, and this one was superb. And once we took the decision, we had any doubt at all that we were going to get the best opening ceremony, because we have gone through all the presentation and scrutinized and ticked all the boxes. And I wasn't surprised that the whole world, people are now praising Ghana for a wonderful. People thought they were watching Olympic Games.
That was
how it felt.
I had messages coming from my friends in the UK and the US and in Australia saying that when they were watching it looked as if they were watching Africa. Yes, the effect of it. They thought it wasn't Ghana. It wasn't Ghana. They are watching Olympic Games or Commonwealth Games. I said that is Ghana. We are capable and able to do what the Western world can also do. The most developed world can do.
Grateful. Thank you very much again, Honorable, for the good work, and thank you very much for your time with us also on the game.
To bring you the 13th African Games official closing ceremony. Africa, Africa, Africa. Congratulations.